Good afternoon, it's Zachary from Zachary Sweeps. We've got a very damp chimney here. Obviously, they're all starting now because it's that time of year where people are starting to use their wood burning stoves. So the customer's just moved into this property, and what I want to do is get it all sorted out for him. The actual bricks have expanded because the water's come down, and but they're fine. And they've got a couple of little cracks in them, but there's no issues with it. So as long as what I always do is I've put fire cement in there around the side. As you can see, you can't even see where the crack was now. Or like put some fire cement on there. The customer's got rust coming up at the top, as you can. Let me see if I can put. You can see the rust coming up. It's just literally, as I showed you in the previous videos, it's coming down in the liner itself, and then where the collar is here, you know, where there's the lips, and that's why it's actually underneath the actual stove itself, and that's why it's coming into where it is at the moment. But I've told him about the old the grate polish, the stove grate polish that you can buy. You can get it on Amazon or eBay. It's only about £7, and they do for like free delivery. It's well worth doing. At the moment, it's not in a bad condition or anything. So the plan is, what I've done is, it didn't have any ash in the bottom of it. So fortunately, I had some spare ash. So I've put some ash in the bottom. But before I start, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to flatten it. So it's always a good idea to squash it down and compress it. So I just get my broken little trowel, which I need to get a new one. It snapped on me yesterday, but as you know, I'm really busy this time of year, so I haven't had an opportunity to go to the hardware store to get it, but I will do. I could order it online, but I like to support local businesses, so not ones that try and charge you like 200% more than what you can get them on eBay. But on this one, as you can see, the dust is coming out a little bit. I'm not wearing my mask at the moment. It is right next to me, so please don't think I don't wear it, because I do. So basically, so what I've done is I've just flattened the ash down in there. I don't know if you can see that. It's always a good idea. It compresses down. The reason why I do that is because it gives it more insulation. And so like what we're going to do is just going to get some paper now. But it's a shame, because I did a really fantastic job the other day. A very tarry chimney. The customer had been burning the wrong type of wood, and it was in such poor condition that have you got a lighter, sir, by any chance?
I've got matches.
Yeah, that's fine, thank you. And it was in such poor condition with the tar that had built up. It blocked the tar pan, it blocked the baffle plates, couldn't come out or anything. So it was a nightmare getting it done. And it was the last job of the day, and it was on a Saturday, and I just didn't have the battery power to actually film it. So it was such a shame, because it would have been a really great video for you to have all watched. But unfortunately, I mean, you can even feel the dampness on the paper, and I've got gloves on. So it's like what we do is we just undo these knots. What I'd recommend is, like, I know it's old school doing it this way, but I really wouldn't recommend it doing it this way. Always open them up, and then just leave them loose like that. And as I always say to you, don't be frightened to sort of, like, have them open up. It's good. They're fine doing it this way if the fire's been on for a few days, but if this fire hasn't been on for a long time. We've had a look at the chimney stack outside, and it is saturated, the chimney stack, because it's just been raining so much. And really, the design of the chimney, it's very big with a small chimney pot on the top, and of course it's got a 5 kilowatt wood burner here. So it's not really, I don't know why they made it so big. Maybe it was the design of the house, but really it shouldn't have been as big, because what that means is that the water at the top will stay on there, which will make it very difficult. So what we're going to do is just I'm undoing that. I don't have to. I could just use normal paper, but we might as well use what we've got here. Don't forget, you don't have to do this every time you have a fire. It's literally, you do this when you have your first fire, and if you haven't had one for a long time. And I always say to people, it's like, if it's been raining, I can feel the difference of this paper straight away. If it's been raining, then like just do this after it rains. It doesn't matter whether it's the spring or summertime, because remember they've got stainless steel liners in them, and it will, if you do it, it will stop the rust at the top. So just do this. Don't be frightened of it. Nothing can happen to it. So we're not going to use it all because we're going to use a bit of the kindling in a minute. But no, just fill it up. Don't be frightened. So we're going to put that just to one side like that. And then what we're going to do is we're going to light it. Obviously the good idea with these is to light them in lots of different spots. And just let it roar up in there. And then quickly shut the door. Put that in there actually. Shut the door. And then that should be the vent open. And just let it, because remember it's going to curl around like that because the chimney is saturated, so don't be frightened. And then open the door a little bit. Remember we had this problem last year, didn't we, with that chimney? So it's going out. Yeah, just open it a little bit like that. There you go. It's always important. People get frightened of doing this. See, can you hear it?
It's really going.
Just spin my hand out of the way. Just let it do that. See if we can get you. I don't want to get you too close because otherwise And what we need to do, what's the important thing about it now is getting that raw. Eventually, it will dry out. And then you don't think you'll have to do this every time, because you won't. It's not, so you won't ever have to do this every time. It's just literally at the moment because it hasn't been used for a long time and we've had the weather bad. So see, if you shut it, it just goes out. So obviously, I'm not sure that vent should be pulled out fully. I haven't got the instruction manual, so I'm not 100% certain. We'll leave it like that for a second. Seems to be burning. Let's see if I push it in, if that goes down. Yeah, it does. So that's definitely open. So as you can see, without even having to open the door, it's starting to light up again. So we know now that the bottom vent at the bottom, just right at the bottom here, where my finger is, pulling it out out fully is opening the air vent, because there isn't any other air vents on this particular wood burner. And what we'll do, we're just going to let that settle for a few minutes. But if you ever do this, it's always a good idea to have an ash bed in there. But if you haven't got an ash bed, then obviously just use the base of it and it'll be fine. But the ash bed will help insulate the actual appliance, so it will make a big difference with it. Keeping the warmth, because that's what we're trying to do, is dry it out as much as we can and warm it up as much as we can, sort of thing. So, and as I said, you won't have to do this every time you have a fire, but if you do leave it for long periods of time,
like this summer.
It's only when it rains mainly. If you have in the summer, it can be really wet one day and then really dry for the next week or two. It's irrelevant. It don't make any difference. It's like, but this year's been such a bad year for weather and stuff like that. So what we're doing now is we're just like going to let it just sort of settle down a little bit, and definitely don't burn anything like that in there. You don't want no plastic in there, especially for the environment and stuff like that. So just going to let that settle. I'm going to open the door up, let that burn out. So as you saw when I was doing it, just keep an eye that the smoke doesn't come out, but just keep enough air in there so that because once it's going, then that's it. It'll be sorted.
So you've been using the door as like an extra vent.
Absolutely, especially at the beginning because it's so wet up in the liner. You really need to sort of. I mean, ideally, you should be able to keep these like pretty much open. What we're going to do, we're going to open it up now, so you can see the difference now. I'm going to put a little bit of this kindling in here. It's a little bit wet. And I'm just going to use it on the bottom of it. It was what was in there before. As I said, the customers literally just moved into the property. All the bricks have got wet, so they've expanded, but they're not at a problem where they need to replace them, like on that last job that we did in Balcombe, where they were so wet that they expanded so much that they had to break them all out to actually sweep the chimney. But this one, it's not there yet, so what we're going to do is we're going to get the kindling, the old twigs and everything. We'll stick them in there and make sure they all fit. Put them in there like that. But remember, like, this is where people make the mistake, and this is what happened with the job that I did on Saturday. As I said, I wish I could have recorded it. People worried about putting too much, and then I come along. That's why I always do videos like this, so you can see what is going on and see how they're done. So it just gives you that confidence, because remember, once the chimney's clean, then there's no chance of there being a chimney fire. So I never think that, you know, the chimney's going to catch light. It's not going to catch light. So basically what we do is, what sort of wood we got in there?
That's
So
bigger stuff there.
fantastic. We just put just a couple of bigger pieces. Reason being is, like, because obviously I'm going to put the paper on top, because remember, now that we've got the wood ash at the base, it's going to be like it's all warm on the bottom. So I've said to the customer, if he has any issues, just to call me straight away, and I'll come and help him out. Or we can talk over the phone. I do a lot with my customers where they can actually Skype me. Oh, sorry, sir. They can Skype me. We can have a conversation, and people that have either safe or got their fires going without even having to come out to the house. Don't matter where in the country you live, by the way, you know, or in the world. I mean, I have people that are on my page that are from Australia, Canada, America, you know, all over, even from India, which is suspicious about them ones, but hopefully they are sincere. You never know. With all this cold calling that we have so much of, and these scams that go on, but hopefully, and then as I said, just fill it up again. Fill it up. Don't be frightened to. So literally put it in there. And then what we're going to do is we're going to light it again. And then what we're going to do is we're looking for the crackle. We get that crackle going, and we've sussed it. But don't be frightened. Like, people are like looking at it and go, oh my God, how much paper you putting up there? I'm putting it all up there. That's what I'm doing. I'm filling it up. And then what we do, remember, it might smoke a little bit out, because obviously the paper's sticking out, so don't worry about a little bit of it smoking. Like that. And then we'll push that, and then we'll shut that. We'll close that, and then leave that as it is at the moment. And then what we can do is we can open it up just a tiny bit. Just get that air going. See, if you open it up just a tiny little bit, we know the air vent's on. You can hear it roaring. Right, remember, we're listening for the crackles now. See, this is where people get scared of them. This is what I do the videos. Hear that crackle? Hear it?
Yeah.
That's what we want to hear. You know, the wood's catching light now. You can do it the other way around, paper first, but I always find it easier because if you've got a hot ash at the base, and then you put the paper in first after you've warmed the flue up, it can catch light before you've actually put all the wood in, and that's why I do it the other way around. And as I said, you don't have to do this all the time. It's only if it's not been used for a long period of time. This customer would have never have got this appliance working. I think you can feel the heat of it already. I can put my hand away from it now. Might even have to keep an eye on my phone. We don't want to overheat it. Put it there for the moment. It's funny that the customer are absolutely transfixed on that flame. It's amazing. Yeah. And it's incredible, isn't it? It is beautiful. And as you can imagine, if you've got them two fans, they'll be rotating away now, start pushing that heat towards the rest of the room and everything. I mean, it's in a like a kind of like a builder's recess, which is a brick. Which is in like a brick square opening. And so a lot of the heat's going to stay in there, but having two fans on either side, it's going to make such a difference.
So Firescope, it's all on video. So you can watch the video.
Yeah, well, I'm recording it all for you. So if you get stuck, just go on Zachary Sweeps. I'll do this all the time, especially if there's problem jobs, which this would have been a problem for you getting it there. And I don't charge any extra. No, and basically, I'll just put it on video for you, and then you can go on my YouTube channel, and then you can see it working, and you can see how I do it. Because a lot of people, they get frightened about the volume of put what stuff, because you really got to pack them out. You really got to get it dried. That roaring can scare people. A lot of people, they put a few pieces of paper in, and then they get worried that they don't want to put too much in. But if when saw how much I'll just put in, you know, like
it's really going.
It's really going now. So hopefully we should be able to shut that door now.
Yeah.
And then we should be.
What about the pull-out part?
That's the air vent there down the bottom, and basically at the moment, it's fully out.
Out is open.
Out is open.
Yeah.
In's closed. And realistically, you want it halfway. What I would do now is, I think we're more or less, we are there now with it. Because what you do is when you do it this way, you listen out for the crackling. Once you hear the crackling, then you know the wood's alight, and then that's when you're fine with it. So I might just chuck that on there while it's there.
We've got stacks of wool in the garage. Wool.
Yeah, well, that's it. But you can go with it. So, and then if you feel it's going to go down, then you just literally open the door just a tiny little bit.
Yeah, it's like an extra vent.
Oh, that's so.
Okay. So listen to the difference when I open it just a tiny little bit. So you hear it now. Open it just. I'm opening it like a millimetre. Can you hear the difference?
Is this just a wood burning stove, not a multi-fuel?
This is just a wood burner.
Okay.
What I've done is I've put some my own ash in there, which I had in the bag, which was kind of handy. I had this bag here, and I put like about an inch of ash. I packed it down to compress it, just so that it's when I put the first bit of paper to warm the flue up, because the flue is really damp, and all of the bricks are kind of wet. What we'll find is next time, in a couple of, because you can get it done in 2 years' time, because you're not going to be using that much, you might find that you want this on all the time and you don't want to put the heating on in here. So, you know, it's whatever you want to do. But if you do that, then get it done once a year. But if you're only going to use it occasionally,
2 years.
That's fine.
Yeah.
So see how you get on, and whatever you want to do that. So
we don't know when it was last used.
Yeah, no. I mean, it was very, very damp. I mean, like when I was taking the bricks out, they could literally crumble away in my hands if I wanted them to. So, but I think we're there now. I think
We just keep that going.
keep that going. Otherwise, we're going to be watching this all day, and I've got another 4 jobs to do. So that's it. That's how you get the chimney warmed up and ready to go. So let it die down, and then you can put some more logs on it afterwards.
Yeah.
And it might get a little bit of smoke in there. It is a little bit not straight, and the reason why that is because it's as all my customers know, it's because of the stove door is a bit heavy.
Okay.
Because it's a single door. When you open them, they can move them about, but don't be
Right.
frightened to move them back into position
Okay.
if you want to, or just leave it as it is. So that looks perfect to me. That does, and then it will get rid of that ash will all just disappear eventually,
Yeah, fine.
and then it'll be just a normal fire. But I'm not going to open it again now. I'm going to let it warm up so it gets the drawers going to be working
Yeah.
fine. So anyway, that's how you do it. Have a great afternoon from Zachary Sweeps.